Hey everybody, it's Daniel with Hyperacusis Hope, and today I want to make a video about taking risks with hyperacusis. So this morning I was awakened by the sound of chainsaws a couple yards down, very loud, burning in the ears, uncomfortable. So I put my little earplugs in, but I find these uncomfortable too, so, it stopped for a few minutes. I was like, okay, it's done. Pull them out, chainsaws start going again. You know the story. Put them back in, they turn off, pull them back out. So I may have spent more time than I'd care to admit hiding in the bathroom today because it's quieter in there. But that in itself was a risk, choosing to lay in bed for a while because I still wanted to, get a little more sleep, and I was hoping that it would just end, sooner than later. And my ears are a little sore. So that was a risk, a relatively small one, because I know that I will recover from this. I know I've mentioned that I've gone hiking recently, and I did experience, rawness and some pain and ringing afterwards the first time, but I kind of learned what I was able to handle. And as I've mentioned before, I think the quiet that I give myself when possible is playing a big role, but exposure when I can do it, that does not push me too far past my limits, has seemed to be important too. I think above all, the message that I would share is just trust your gut. Because, I remember a time I walked to a convenience store that was 7 minutes away. It was a busy road, there was cars passing, I had double protection, and you know what? I still have a tinnitus tone that will come back when I get an aggravation. But you know what? I knew I shouldn't have. I kind of pushed myself too far. And so be realistic with yourself. I look at this tone as a battle scar these days, but it's difficult. And looking back, I would have made a different decision. But, if I had let that hold me inside and not go outside ever again, then I wouldn't have been able to get some of these gorgeous shots that I'm showing you. I wouldn't have been able to get some fresh air. And so some risks are well worth it. And then sometimes there's something you just have to do. Take a flight, go to the doctor, deal with an emergency. And you just have to, do the best you know to do. Wear protection when needed. I would say if you feel you need protection from a certain sound, protect yourself. Give it a couple seconds here and there if you think it's within the realm of something you can recover from. I'm not the person who's going to say, don't overprotect. I think it's better to overprotect than underprotect. But I think the best protection you can give yourself is just quiet, and ideally, if you can, with a little bit of ambient background noise, the sounds of nature, gentle birds, breeze, maybe even traffic in the background. I've noticed when I do protect a lot, sound does seem louder. So I think it's important to periodically assess whether we can deal with certain noises, but be realistic, don't go stand, near the highway and take your earplugs out. But maybe go outside and see if you can handle it just for a little bit. Because, living with hyperacusis for me has been a journey that has been honestly devastating and life-changing. But also I'm learning that there is hope. And that's the message that I want to end on, because I recover a little faster from setbacks now. I'm able to handle more sound than before. And if I hadn't taken any risks, I wouldn't know that. Even if you have to wear double protection, go on that car ride to a quiet place with a friend and go talk in the car while you're looking at a pretty view or something, if you feel like you might be able to handle that. Because it's when you're not moving and when you've gotten really hypervigilant, those things can just exacerbate the problem. Like I said, this is not a fear-based condition, but fear plays a role. And so it's important to be realistic. And to those people out there who cannot expose, who get worse with all exposure, who have tried, exposure to ambient noise, my heart really goes out to you. There was a time when I was housebound and I had to protect a lot. And now I don't have to quite as much. And so I think it's important to reassess every once in a while. If you feel like you can try to just step outside of your comfort zone a little bit, I think that's a good idea to do. But make sure it's something that you'll be able to recover from. And, hopefully we all beat this. Wish everybody the best, and hope you'll have a nice day. Peace.